So welcome to a special Earthworkers exclusive content. This session is for times when you are emotionally overwhelmed. So dropping down into your grounding cord, just to create a stable base. We're in a sacred space together, and in this sacred space, you're met by your guides, and there's one that's stepping forward to really embrace you during this session, to hold your hand, to put their arms around you, to even come into your heart or spine in a way that's just so supportive. So welcome, welcome, welcome to your personal guide. This is someone who you may know or who works with you cosmically on a consistent basis. Welcoming also our unseen guides that fill this space, especially Divine Mother stepping forward, the celestials, the earth elementals, to really help our embodied connection that is flowing with so much grace. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So again, dropping down into your grounding cord, breathing down through the floor, building you're in, through the layers of the topsoil, all the way to the center of the earth. And let's connect to the heart of Gaia. The more grounded you are, the more any kind of extraneous energy that tends to trigger you or create reactions is then grounded in this flow, kind of like a electrical outlet that's grounded in any kind of charge or electricity coming through. So grounding does the same thing for you. So grounding down into the earth, connecting to Divine Mother or Divine Earth Mother, heart of Gaia, and as Earth, let's breathe this energetic grid into you, and we're going to help strengthen that grid through the chakras by recalibrating. Because again, if we're grounded, our emotional overwhelm tends to be lessened because it's flowing. It's flowing down into the earth. It's flowing as a conduit. So breathing it up into your root chakra. We're going to recalibrate your root chakra, which tends to carry a lot of that survival fear. So it's being recalibrated again to this energetic grid of support, of flow, of groundedness, of centering. There we go. To help establish that earth, body, mind, spirit connection that is in flow of its own presence, being able to meet whatever arises in life with calm temperance, to just be with whatever's present. Bringing it up into your sacral chakra, recalibrating any emotions that tend to arise that may trip you up. Your sacral chakra carrying a lot of emotions, a lot of creativity, a lot of sexuality, intimacy issues that can really become overwhelming. There we go. So again, we're recalibrating your entire energy anatomy to this grounded flow, a sense of well-being. Bringing it up to your third chakra. Third chakra is where we tend to connect to our power center, and if that power center means to over control as a sense of trying to protect yourself, it can start limiting that groundedness or self-sabotaging or creating the very suffering and pain or stress unconsciously. There we go. Recalibrating our third chakra to this grounded sense of flow. connected to the energetic grid of the earth, the awakened Earth Mother, awakened Earth energies that are just asking us to remember who we are as Gaian beings, differently intertwined with this not only organic but very crystalline, very sacred, geometrical, coming into a new awareness of our energy anatomy in that sense. Breathing it up to our heart chakra now. The emotional overwhelm, of course, we tend to associate with the heart, but emotional overwhelm affects many different parts of our body. There we go. Sense of calm, of centering, coming into the heart center. And then exhaling down and again breathing this energetic nutrition up to our throat chakra. Throat chakra is like a gateway to our higher self, and there can be trust issues there. Blocks of conditioning that tend to limit or shrink our ability to access these higher energies because we don't trust them for whatever reason. Maybe a innate self-protection mechanism. So we're recalibrating our throat chakra to become this grounded sense of flow, centered in peace and calmness. Now up to our brow chakra and our third eye and our internal sense of seeing and external sense of seeing, and our ears, how we hear internally and externally. This is how we process incoming emotion, which can become too mentalized, or again trigger neural pathways in our brain that creates a cascade of stressors biologically into our biochemical system. So brain, very important in helping to recalibrate the sense of calmness in any areas of the brain. Rooted, grounded, anchored, flowing, centered. And now up and out. The crown chakra. To create this cascade of flow, this toroidal field that joins what some people would call your aura, but we have a greater dimensional field. That's a luminous egg, but it doesn't matter what you call it. We're just creating this radiating waves of flow, this toroidal field of flow, this mandorla of flow with us in the center to balance our pathways, to balance our chakras and how they work together, to balance our energy bodies. To maintain this centered balance of flow with peace and presence at the core. Wonderful. This sets the stage for any other work we're doing. Coming into regulation, we're going to ask regulation to look for any places of emotional overwhelm and help regulate that in our body. It's going right to your root chakra, your groin area, your hips, your coccyx and tailbone. Basically, what you think of as your foundational balance. If you can look at your pelvis and hips, root chakra, solar plexus, coccyx. Your tailbone is like your rudder in life. And we're helping to connect it to that centered balance of flow, that place of presence and peace, that when anything arises in our life, looks at it and says, all is well with the world. When emotional overwhelm comes into our life, it's that state of really being overset by intense emotions that we just can't seem to manage. Affects our ability to think and to act with any rationality or clarity. We can also shut down. So there's definitive body energy anatomies. When your energy system is healthy, strong, in a place of homeostasis, it doesn't matter what's happening in your external life or even internal life. The body is meant to handle it. So we're just going to touch on places where your system may be weakened by this stress, may be depleted, may even be shut down or disconnected by trauma responses, by experiences, relationships issues, or anything else that is coming into your life where you feel just emotionally not able to deal. Regulation, just creating a base of co-regulation for your system. So of course it's going to the central nervous system, your heart center, your sternum, your lungs, the way you breathe, the way oxygen is coming into your body. When we become overwhelmed, we start to breathe shallow. So just notice how your body is during this session. We invite you, of course, to be in a relaxed place with gentle, deeper breaths. Inhaling all the way to your bottom of your lungs, and then just exhaling. Gentle and slow. I'm going to be toning a sacred chant, which is really a way to help your body by using sound vibration come into a place of deeper recognition of its core center of peace by helping the mind to detach a little bit from its triggers and stressors. huvarag Ao huvarag Ao huvarag Ao huvarag Ao Wonderful. Gently coming into embrace. Embrace is invitation to those places that feel like they are in overwhelm, that they are resisting opening up, that they are avoidant, that they are feeling raw, unsafe, unprotected. And these energies of pure peace, divine love, helping to illuminate in the gentlest of ways. To bring in a vibration of nurturing compassion, understanding, and peace that surpasses any kind of comprehension. This invitation is for those places that feel especially unwelcome within you, the places that may not feel loved, that you may not even know that are hidden and blind. And these essences are really here to help not just relax, but bring in a sense of that nourishment that we all crave when we're out of sorts, we're feeling unbalanced or emotionally upset. Bringing any element of love. And then we're just going to come into energetics. We're going to address any part of your system that is weakened or depleted in regards to overwhelm, because that overwhelm can come in like a wave that crashes into your system. And so we're going to strengthen those interfaces, those frameworks, those pathways of support. Just replenish your system with the energy it needs. So we're going to go into what's called your intelligence fields. Your intelligence fields are how your body works together to function through its own body intelligence. And so we really want to ask them, where are you out of place or out of balance? And create optimal emotional, physical health, but stability for stability of handling any crisis. That was a call from the divine asking, where can I help you? How can I help you? Beautiful. Now we've created a baseline of stability. We're just going to see if there's any pathways that are shut down or damaged or too weak. Again, if your energy system is strong and open, it can it can really alleviate and be able to handle any kind of emotional change, which can tend to trip us up. And it's our sense memories that tend to get triggered. So we're triggered because the wellspring of all our life experiences that tend to say, project, well, what if this happens? Or in the past, if something reminds us of something horrible, what if that happens again? So what we're going to do is go to that core of the life field, which is your field of all experiences. And we're just going to help clear it where it's most needed. Basically, we're just taking out some of those trigger elements. Going into the central nervous system now and bringing in these essences of deep relaxation using something called remanifest. And the autonomic nervous system, the parasympathetic nervous system to either help harmonize, stimulate as needed. And then that same regard going into the brain consciousness, and in key areas of the brain to really remanifest, or use the word transform. Remanifest says we're going to change from one state of consciousness to another. What we want to do is change that state of consciousness to one of overstressed, overwhelmed, to calm, peaceful, stabilized, optimal health and wellness. And we're specifically pointing at anything acute. Acute just means right in the moment. Maybe triggering or causing a reaction. Stabilizing our biochemistry. Wherever it's most needed. Going into the emotional body, really clearing out any emotional charge. And again, remanifesting it for optimal wellness, stability, and peace. So now that we've stabilized your system, let's touch base with that emotional charge right now. Because it may not be in the emotional body, it may be in one of your chakras, organs. And even if you don't have one up right now, we're just going to clear the emotional charge most ready to be released. And usually it's a fear, deep fear pattern. This is an emotional charge that's causing a weakness, almost like it's a minefield, and you've got this explosion buried and you didn't even know it was there. And we all know they're there because that's why we're triggered. That's why we react. Now clearing any trigger points, whether in the emotional body or even down deep into the genetics. And now clearing what's called a choice point for that acute emotional overwhelm. It could be something in the body. It could be an emotional memory. You're going to be breathing for a little bit. And any of the reality streams attached to it. Reality stream is how that trajectory of emotionality plays out in your life. Wonderful. Not clearing anything else that's ready to go, that source dictates that you need. Going to your heart chakra. And just as important as remanifesting, transmuting, alchemizing, it's integrating. Sometimes we're overwhelmed simply because something that has come up in our life hasn't been integrated. So we're going to take some time to integrate in all space, all reality, all space and time, all dimensions, interdimensionally, all fields, all realms, physicalizing these movements and catching you up wherever it's most needed. This integration is pointing directly at anything that hasn't really resolved itself as a shift, which in and of itself can create some symptomatics of stress. Integrating any overwhelm, any feeling out of control, any overload of the emotions, and just letting it drain into that central core of flow, that energetic flow we created. Inhaling the support you need, exhaling anything else that doesn't serve you. Inhaling infinite amount of support that you need. Exhaling everything that doesn't support you. And what's left is this beautiful sense of calm presence, equanimity, of peace, of a sense of self-love. In reorientation, we're just going to bring in the you that has worked through whatever it is that has triggered you, overwhelmed you. Maybe you worked through every single issue related to it and gained all its wisdom. That is why we have things pop up to really call our attention. But if we're overwhelmed, how do we really know this? This session can help create that groundedness so that the wisdom then comes through. And this is just an embodiment of stability, of centeredness. Of the presence that arises in the moment. It looks at life and says, I got this. We got this. Because you recognize that you are not separate from Source. This beautiful flow of embodied peace, embodied presence, embodied stability. We're asking it to flow out to any parts of your life that seem to be causing stress and overwhelm, and build a coherence, a base. It's going out to your loved ones, your homes, your workplaces, your friends and family, out to the communities, and throughout the entire world and all of creation. Because what's triggering you is coming from external, but we want to create this internal sense that recognizes nothing external is separate from you. And if nothing external is separate from you, then nothing external can carry any kind of response. So we're deepening this embodiment of flow, of understanding, of compassion, not just for self, of others. Sense of belonging, a sense of love, restoring, aligning, rebalancing, reattuning this flow of stable life, even amidst uncertainty, stabilizing your core sense of infiniteness. And again, we're grounding the stability into the earth and stretching you up to the very center of the galaxy where you're connecting to your sense of higher self that is intricately a part of every part of your energetic anatomy. We're bringing in alchemical codes to help create this stable flow within every single cell, within every single anatomy, within your blood, within your fluids, cranial sacral, within your spine, and every tissue, every quark, metaphysically, physically, alchemical codes of embodied peace, embodied stability that are centered and flowing with life as it is. Om Shanti Shanti. Om. Ending with a prayer. Prayer to Source, a prayer to higher self, a prayer for clarity, a prayer for understanding, to be led from untruth to truth, from darkness to light, from death to immortality. It's a prayer of peace, to be a conduit of peace for all others. Om Asatoma Satgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Hamtramgamaya Om Shanti 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 Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Om Shanti 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 Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. Bringing in love and gratitude now, overflowing in your heart and body and mind. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bowing to your higher self, bowing to your guide, supported you, bowing to all the help we received today in this beautiful session, transformation. May peace continue to unfold and create more peace within and without. And so it is, so it is, so it is. It is done. It is complete. And so it is. Bring you up and out of the space of grace. You may feel like you want to stay in this flowing space for as long as you feel guided. Follow your intuition. Until next time, be blessed.